Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, with my amazing co-host, Michelle. How you doing today, Michelle?
I'm great. The finale just came upon us.
Right?
And I mean, obviously I enjoyed it. I think it's a winner that is like their first time winning. And I'm so happy for so many reasons, but I'm also unhappy about a couple things, which we'll get into.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel as well. But first, guys, just subscribe to the channel. I know this is the end of All Stars 2, but there's going to be a lot more content coming up. We're definitely talking on Reality Realness about the amazing race on Thursdays. And then as, Celebrity Big Brother comes into the fold, we'll be doing more content there. So subscribe and become part of the conversation. All right, the All Stars 2 finale. Just like you, I loved the season. I love all the people playing. I loved everybody that was in the finale. I didn't end up doing all the points, but I'll say congratulations, Michelle. I think you hands down had to have won. If you were receiving points for everybody that was going into the final, that was going to upset. There weren't that many fights. The fights I can think of off the top of my head was Ayanna versus Jasmine. And like Tina, a couple, you know what I mean? But like not enough.
There weren't enough of other things to counteract. But like you had Jonna, right?
I had Jonna, yes.
So you did get points for Jonna.
Yes, and I had like did I have both Jodi and Brad or just Jodi? Can't remember. I might have had both. But anyways, I could have, if things had shaken out a different way, I might have been able to be a competitor. But I was looking at it as like, I'm not going to go back and count all the points of this season because I think that Michelle is a clear winner here. So congratulations.
I've been wanting so long, you guys.
Yes. So for the new year, you're going to get $50 from me, $50 from Santa. So it would help with your pizza fund.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That would be great.
Well, congratulations. So with great reward becomes some responsibility here, and you will be responsible for choosing the order of the next draft that we do. So whether it's going to be All Stars 3 or the Challenge 38, you will be choosing the draft order and whether we would be starting male. Well, that person will choose if they're starting male or female.
Okay, great. I love that. And also, I think it's going to be All Stars 3 first because they already filmed and wrapped that. And from what I've heard, 38 has been pushed and they're probably not going to start filming till April. So I'm
very happy about that.
Me too. Give us a break. And then we get to come back to All Stars again. And then while that's filming, they're prepping the other one. And then we can have that one shortly after that.
I just don't want it to overlap. I don't want it to overlap again.
No.
And I hopefully then we can find like a great date that we can, if the Friday night still works, like that would be ideal. Even if we did Saturday or whatever would work. It's so much easier to deal with just one season at a time. Just for everybody's schedules, especially Fanta's in the BC. And so, she's a 3-hour time difference. So I love the idea of just having a separate season. And I love the fact that it's most likely going to be All Stars 3 first, because I'm just not in the mood to have another 5.5 months of the challenge where I'm just going to probably be frustrated.
And Josh, I just need a break. I need a break from them. Mm-hmm. And maybe I can come back to it with like fresh eyes and an open mind. Probably
so not, I do want to just ask you a question. So I was just on a podcast with Drew and Chris. We were on Chris's new channel, The Nullified Take. And one thing that we've been toying around for off-season content was kind of like a defense debate on the most deplorable challenge competitors or people that don't deserve to have certain titles, or we're going to think of different questions that we're going to be defending of our players. Would you, and I'm going to ask Fanta as well, be interested in coming on to one of these debate shows where
obviously
I would give you like Zach and you have
to fight for them and say the good things? Oh, I can, absolutely. That would be hilarious, but painful.
So we'd probably give you some, like a few people that you really can't stand, or you think that they don't deserve their win, or that like you know, they were out first and they shouldn't be invited back, whatever. There'll be different kind of people that we'd be choosing. And then we'd come and we're figuring out a way to do like graph systems so people in the audience could be like, oh, who's winning this debate, this, you know, battle back.
Yeah.
So
I am not afraid of that. I am great at debating.
me too. I know.
I know you are. You're the hardest person to actually have to do that with. But yeah, we're both good debaters, I think.
Yes. I mean, like, I'm always like, ooh, see that point. But I'm like, I wouldn't let you have it though.
No, of course not. No
It'd be
mercy.
so fun. So we're gonna probably do a trial one in a couple weeks, and then we'll probably do another one later on with more people. Just so once we figure out all the different kinks and like how it will work. So I just wanted to see if you'd be interested in that because I thought it was super fun. I'm like, give me garbage, I'll turn it to
gold.
Who
else would do that? You know who else would do that? Is Tanya. I think Tanya would do that too.
Definitely.
She'd be really good on that, actually.
So yeah, we'll do maybe like a big tournament or something. I think it'll be so fun. So fun. We do have our friends here in the chat. Sophie, congratulations, Michelle. Oh boy.
Do you see their comment at the bottom? Sorry, I just can't.
Wait,
it's funny that they okay. Well, anyways, it's just funny because I watched Cobra Kai for the first time this week with my boyfriend because I'd never seen it. So anyway.
I haven't seen it either. We'll get to that though. I don't know what the comment is yet. Okay, let me just go. I'll get through them. One sec. When is season 3 of All Stars? I don't know yet. Do you know?
I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would guess that they would want to plan it so that it's airing while they're filming 38. So maybe March or April it'll premiere. Like I think they'll give it at least 2 to 3 months in between. Just because they haven't filmed yet. And we need that freaking break. Like we have other things, you know?
Yeah.
And then we can come back to it like really excited about it.
We get so excited when we haven't seen it in a while, right? We're all like, yes, it's a challenge. Not like, oh, it's a challenge. 5 months to go. Okay. All right. Hi, Suen. So Suen says, who do we want to see in All-Stars season 3 of the challenge? We already know who the cast is, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
I'm happy with the cast.
I'm happy with it.
I'm happy with the people from season 2 that are moving over to season 3. I'm going to do maybe a rewatch of the early seasons of the challenge to see. There's a couple of women that I don't remember them. So they're probably from like 2000. So I'm going to go and check those out and to see what they're like. But all the men that are competing, I know all of them very well. And it's going to be a very competitive season, I think. And it's going to be probably very fun. The draft is going to be insane, I think, because like everybody's pretty good on the male side.
I know. And it's going to be conflicting because there's people that like I'm obsessed with, but then there's people that I'm like, I cannot let you have these people. So I'm just
so
like,
you're going to go first in taking Wes. I know.
Honestly, I don't know if that's what I'm going to do. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. So, and then on the women's side, I wasn't that excited to see Kayla and Sylvia, unfortunately. Like, they're fine people.
I like Sylvia.
They're just not.
But, like, I agree. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Aren't they from the same Railroad season?
No.
Sylvia and Kayla? Are you sure?
No.
Or what apart then? They're very recent seasons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, comparatively recent for sure. But Sylvia was like, I agree that I don't know that I would consider her an all-star. But she's not that far off from like Jonna's season. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she's not.
Well, I did feel this way about Jonna as well, right? Like I was kind of like, oh, she's a little bit too new.
It's kind of like if Nani was just on All Stars, except Nani's
even older than that, so like Nani would make more sense than
true. And well, Nani's also just done more seasons, so that's also kind of like influences it for me a bit. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not excited about Kayla. I don't know. Sometimes she brings the drama and stuff, and like sometimes I am on her side, but I just don't think that she's. I'm not interested to watch her compete, really. Whereas Sylvia, like, she's with the right partner, she can be pretty good. I don't know if she still would be.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely is. Like when she was with Joss. They nearly won. They nearly got pretty close, and they got taken out just by game semantics. So, yeah, I think she could probably do a good job. But I'm just like not that. I've never really been on her side that much. Like I didn't care about the Lavender ladies. I didn't care about I was really proud of her when she won that elimination against Melissa. That was pretty exciting, but that's the most excitement that I've ever got out of her so far.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So hold on, I'm just trying to find what her original season was, because like, is it this? It was like one after each other, or like,
I don't know.
She's from Skeletons. Okay, so Sylvia's from Skeletons, and I thought
that's a season with Tony.
Oh, Tony and her in the same season.
Yeah.
And then Kayla was the season before then, I think.
I don't really remember Kayla's season as well as I remember Skeletons. Skeletons just sticks out more to me because it was so ridiculous. So yeah. But honestly, I am a little like, I do want to see, now that we're seeing like the Wesses and the Jordans and stuff, it would be cool to see the Evelyn, Laurel, Coral or whatever, like some really heavy hitting female competitors.
That's what I want. I want everybody to be at least 35 years old that is going on this show,
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that for sure.
So Kayla's only born in 92, so she's still pretty young.
She's like 28 or
turning 30, I guess.
Right. Turning at some point this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, obviously that's like 30 is older, but like when you have someone like Teck that's 50, I would rather have somebody
50?
I think so, or close to it.
Wait, what? No.
Or close to it. Okay, let me double check. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I am shook right now.
He's or late 40s at least.
I thought maybe he was like 37, 38.
Teck 37? You thought he was younger than me?
I mean, I don't know. You look younger than me, so I don't know.
No, I don't. But thank you. So kind of you. Why is it not pulling up his name? Come on.
I thought maybe 40. Like, I don't know. He just, I'm just surprised. But I mean, hey, he's killing it. And yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about
I'm loving him. He's born in 76. So he's turning 46 the day after my birthday, January 26th.
Okay.
So 46.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes more sense to me.
Then 50? It's close to 50 rather than 37.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But no, I mean, I understand that he does have a really young spirit, but like, I would like the age difference to be a little bit closer, because it's just going to really favor the people that are 30 years old to be able to handle doing these finals and doing these tasks. It just makes it become unbalanced physically, just because they've aged more, and they put their body through more in the years.
And you do think about the fact of like, CT and Bananas, who's like 40 or whatever, beating those younger people in the regular season. Sure. So the argument can also be said that there are people who are in their mid 40s or even late 30s, whatever, who actually have the stamina, but it's a lot more rare. And I agree, like when you are younger, there's just like more that your body can kind of sustain, I suppose, as we saw with this final today, yesterday for sure. So yeah, it annoys me that Kayla's on it. Why are you going on All-Stars? Just go on the regular season.
Right.
Like, but it bothers me, but I think that like she just, I don't know, maybe she has friends in the right producers and she's able to, because All-Stars is the fun thing to be on. It's the cool thing to be on.
It definitely is the cool thing.
It's the like redemption for everybody. Like everyone can have those moments, whether it's winning an elimination or like, you know what I mean? Or not being a bitch for the first time.
I'm just not excited about her.
No, I'm not excited about her.
It's like, okay, whatever. Like, you're there.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay, so Sophie has a good question. Doesn't Fanta get to choose draft order since she won the main challenge draft this season? So how about this to make it completely fair? Michelle, if you will do for All-Stars, if whatever comes first. So if the All-Stars comes first, you get to choose the order for that. And if 38 comes first, Fanta will get to choose the order for that. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So since they both kind of ended at the same time, which is fine by me because I didn't win any. I keep on losing. We're going to have a crossover event with the main challenge and All-Stars at some point. That will be really fun. but I just don't want too much challenge content. I don't like all of us getting challenge fatigue. You know what I mean? Like, we love the show so much, but when it's just like on and over again, and like, I want to cover it. It's not like I want to put it on the back burner and just watch it like as a viewer. Like, I do want to talk about it because it's one of my favorite shows to talk about. But when it's back to back, it's just too much. So
yeah,
I hope that if they're doing a crossover event, it's like they're only doing one season of each a year, and then the crossover event. I can't have two main seasons, two all-stars, and a main event. That's, I think, too much. Way too much.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, how many will they do? How many will they do of all-stars? I think they'll get to 10. I think. I feel like it's a success. The fact that they are already just kind of churning it out, I do feel that it's home on Paramount Plus is working for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just kept on churning out content because they don't have to worry about the sponsors and having numbers or whatnot. Like, I don't know how it works with streaming sites, but like, I feel like they're going to keep it around for a while. You agree? Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think it has as long of a life as a longer life even than the regular challenge.
Sophie says that Michelle would win the debate. No. You know how many times I've convinced Michelle of my thoughts?
I mean, it's true.
We did that already. Okay. Oh, okay. I haven't seen Cobra Kai, so I don't really get it. So Michelle's like, Cobra Kai, it never dies. I know it's based on Karate Kid, but that's all I know about it. I know it's on season 4, and I know that Chris and Drew covered it.
The guy who Karate Kid beats in Karate Kid, it's like the actual actor as an older adult male, and it's like his life is shit now. Okay. And that's what the show is about.
That's fine.
And it's like him trying to, like, you know, restart like training and you know, doing that, and it's just a journey, but it's pretty funny.
I heard there is somebody on there that does a debate and like rips up a book or something and throws the book at somebody.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that episode yet.
Oh, sorry if I spoiled you. Hi, Sidani.
Spoilers.
How do y'all feel about no reunion? I wish we were getting one. I wish we were getting one. I do. I like these characters, these people so much that I would love to hear a little bit more of like the insider information and like, ooh, this was that happened here. And oh my goodness, it was so hard here. I had to like do this, do that. So I think we are missing out on some content here for the fact that they didn't have an after show or a reunion.
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't have a reunion?
I think they, even if they did it like a Zoom thing, I think they just like don't. Part of me thinks that maybe they filmed All Stars 3 so quickly after, maybe, and they just sort of like were like, who cares? Like, we don't need to do it for this. Like, I don't know.
Sorry, I just looked at Kayla's challenge stats, and she has 3 daily wins. Like, it's just not good.
She's never won an elimination, which I understand. Like, some people, you know, haven't, but like, I don't know. You know what I will say about her is like, she's a good person to have on your team because you know she's going to get in fights. She will not have, especially if she doesn't have Nani there to like, you know, be her like friend. And she doesn't have Jenna either. Like,
she's not dating a guy on the show.
She's not dating a guy on the show. She's not going to cheat on her like husband or fiance. I don't think. It's pretty like, they seem pretty solid still now, from what I've seen, although I haven't been on Instagram, obviously. But yeah, so I don't know. I think she will provide arguments with people because I think she has such an uber confidence that these older players who are like, why are you trying to like be so like that? Like being like, you know, don't step to me. I think that it's going to piss some of the older people off and they're just going to be like, ew, fuck you. And they're going to maybe like throw her in a lot and she'll get mad and like, who knows? But what I would like to see is her finally do something epic in a challenge somehow in one of the like actual things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, prove to me that like you're there's something. There's something. There's a drive.
That's so far that's good for her is that she has like a great body and she's in great shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but I never really seen her do that well. So I was
like maybe she might be good at like an endurance, like like, you know, like a Survivor type endurance thing, you know?
Mhm.
But
We'll
she's also
see.
not very smart. So, like, I don't know. Can she
No.
do math? Can she do puzzles? I've never seen her be able to do that. So,
It's I mean, I'm interested to see how this all shakes out. There's
yeah.
enough people that I really, really am excited to see that, like,
Yeah.
whatever, she'll be inconsequential. Hi,
Yeah.
Dabu. So Dabu says All-Star needs some great female competitors. Laurel, Cara, Emily, Paula, Evelyn. They brought back the great male competitors. That's true. I'm wondering why the women have not said yes or come back. I would love to see all of them. I don't care for Cara. Um, I don't mind never seeing Cara again, but I understand why people like her. Like, if they don't follow her on social media and know anything about her life with Paulie, she's probably not so bad. But I'm just not a fan of Paul or Cara. So, but everybody
Yeah.
else I would love to see.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see, I love Emily. I love Evelyn. I love Laurel. I don't need Paula, but I consider her an all-star for sure. She's won twice. Like, she really solidified herself and she had some crazy moments. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to have her back. Obviously, Coral, I'd love to have back. And yeah, Cara, honestly, like, yeah, in the future at some point, I wouldn't be opposed to it. She has openly said, like, on podcasts and stuff, that like she hasn't been getting the calls. Like, she's not denying that. And I don't know, maybe in 5 years, like, let's see. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
like
mean,
opposed to her as a competitor, because at least she is a female that
does well.
does
She tries hard,
well.
does hard. She wants to
Yeah,
win.
she wants
She's
to win, and she's very like, she is a hard person to have to beat, and a lot of people always want to get her out. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So
She will always create an opposition, which is fun for
exactly.
entertainment purposes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but no Polly, obviously.
Ugh, I thought they were a duo. Kayla's season was a whole mess. Had the racist white girl from the South. Okay, yes, I remember her, the redheaded woman. Um, whose season had what was their
Maybe I
name?
didn't watch that season.
What was the non-binary person's name? Ammo.
Oh,
Whose
Ammo,
season
yeah, yeah.
is Ammo from Sylvia's season or Ammo from Kayla's?
Ammo's from Kayla's season, and I actually don't think I watched that whole season. I
Gotcha.
don't know why. I did watch Skeletons, but I don't think I
This one's
watched.
Go Big or Go Home. I think it was after. I think Skeletons might have been first, actually.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
didn't like any of those new twists to it. I
No,
was like,
because
ugh.
I remember I watched Skeletons and I was so mad about it that I think I stopped watching Real World at that point, and then it kind of petered itself out. So
I watched the last one before they went to like online to Facebook or whatever.
oh.
Why they did that, I don't know. Sylvia was cast with Tony, Corey. Sylvia was with Corey and Ashley. That was the same season. That was the
It was
same.
it was Tony, Sylvia, Madison, Maddie, or whatever her name was.
Right, the little blonde girl that he has a baby
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Ashley and Corey were different season
Yeah,
than
though I think there
Tony
was a different
and
season. I don't know.
Sylvia.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who else. Madison. Yeah, it's slipping my mind. Oh, wait. Oh, I almost remembered some people from Sylvia's season. But definitely Tony was there. Tony, Madison. Okay, you're gonna look it up. But I
Yeah.
don't think it's not the same season as Corey though, and Ashley. Because Corey and Ashley weren't they they're in the South, weren't they? Weren't they
Yeah.
in like Ashley's hometown?
Okay, so we blocked these people out. This is not Tony, Sylvia, Nicole,
Ah!
Bruno,
Ah, yes, Bruno's what I was
Madison,
remembering.
someone named Jason Hill. I can't even think of who that is. And Violetta. I don't remember who that is.
I don't remember I remember Bruno obviously because he was on Invasion of the Champions.
Yeah.
And I was rooting for him. And then
he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Who do you want to see in All Stars 4? I don't know All Stars 4, but all those people, all those women that you've mentioned before, I would love to see them on All Stars 4. Like
Definitely.
anybody that's 35 or older that hasn't been on the show yet, I want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they weren't that great. I just want them to be old. Corey and Ashley were separate from season with Jenna.
Yeah.
Wait, Jenna was on the season and then her boyfriend came? Oh my God, it was just so confusing.
There's
I
a
can't
lot of
remember
stuff.
these things. Okay, hi everyone. Hi Jelly Bean. Woo! Amanda's ex is messy and douchey. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, Michelle. Oh, you're not on Insta right now, Michelle. So
No.
do you know what's been going on?
No, tell me. Oh my God.
I don't actually know. So Jelly, can you please spill the tea? I haven't investigated what was going on with Amanda and her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, baby daddy.
I think this person is referring to Fessy. Like, is joking and calling Amanda.
No. There's stuff going on with her boyfriend. Like
her actual ex.
Her actual ex, like the baby daddy. Like I've just been seeing posts about that. Like I just don't know what's going on. I haven't followed that thread yet, but it's about her actual ex-boyfriend or baby daddy.
Oh.
Chantele, I'm not 46.
No. Teck is 46.
Teck is 46, but I'm closer than 37.
Love it. Well, you look like you're in your 30s, so
thank you. I love to hear it. Gamer said Kayla provided during All Stars 3 along with Queen Naya. Oh, provided. Okay, Queen Naya, Beth, and Jonna. Well, we know that Beth and Jonna get into some sort of altercation, following each other or whatnot. Naya, I thought she was making posts saying like, oh, just because you expect me to be a certain way doesn't mean that the person can't change. So it seemed as though she had turned over a new leaf or something. But
she's always gonna bring the heat, though. You know what I mean? Like,
but maybe her and Jordan are like banging or something, and that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not 46, Jelly. I'm not 46, but I am in my 40s.
Barely.
But not 46. Not barely anymore. I'm starting to creep into the middle. It's getting close. Rumor is All Stars 3 is potentially the last season to troubles with diversity in casting, but also a very high possibility for season 4. Well, they can...
I've heard rumor that they might do like a versus season, like a combination of the two. So maybe they'll just change it that way. I don't know.
Fanta. I know Fanta is not here tonight, but she does have a special surprise that she sent my way to share with you guys when it's appropriate. So I will share that with you soon. Mm-hmm. She's here in spirit. She might even be in the chat, but we don't know. Cobra Kai is an awesome show. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. I just gonna have to catch up on 4 seasons. Whenever it has like multiple seasons, it stresses me out. I just want to catch up on 1 season, but
yeah.
I wonder why they aren't doing a reunion this season compared to last season. Maybe because Devin is on the Wendy Williams show a little more often. Or maybe she said like, no, you're not paying me enough, or no, I want to do the main season, or maybe they couldn't figure something out. Like, I don't know. I wish. Paul and Evelyn have jobs. Corla has kids.
Yeah.
Well, we know that all of them have kids, the people that were in the final this season. So, I mean, not that it has nothing to do with anything, but it's only a couple weeks. So Kayla will be the last one picked in All-Stars draft with these stats. I don't know about that.
She has friends. So I don't see
like she's friends with Sylvia, so that's going to be people together.
And she's friends with Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think, and she's friends with Wes. I don't think she's going to be in a bad place. We'll see.
Kayla and Jordan are friends, so that's a good ally to have, assuming that they both watch their mouths. Well, I don't know. Jordan doesn't have a girlfriend there that's going to keep him in check, so he might be a little bit messy. Sudani Speaks says they started to bring exes to the house, I think, during Corey and Ashley's season of The Real World. I hated that. I was I thought it was the worst. I remember that was where Real World started being terrible.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I was like, this
is
bad. And then I watched a couple seasons after that, and I was like, this is done.
Yeah.
Any casting news about Celebrity Big Brother? I don't know anything official other than the rumored cast list that people have been kind of talking about, but I don't think any of it's true. But if that's the case, Johnny Bananas was somebody that I heard, and I've also heard Leroy was somebody at one point. So but I bet you neither.
Yeah.
Sylvia was awful on the Real World Skeleton. Super whack how she assaulted Madison and was unapologetic about it. I don't even remember that.
I do remember that. She like pushed her or hit her or something during a fight. Sylvia had some really toxic fights, like physical fights on that season.
I'm kind of remembering. Madison was just so like petite and just like goo eyes for Tony. All right, Jelly Donut says, okay, Amanda and her baby daddy are allegedly back together. They were spotted at the mall together, and he called her babe. Although nothing is confirmed because he always posts cryptic posts about her. Okay.
Interesting.
Melinda robbed. Yes, Andre. I'm going to agree with you here. Do you agree or disagree with the statement?
I as much as like I wanted to be so happy that A, I won the draft, and B, that, you know, MJ won, who I like, and Jonna got her first win, like how epic, how amazing. But I agree. Melinda and Nehemiah won the whole first phase when they went in the wrong direction so many miles at the beginning and they were so far behind. They still managed to finish all three ahead of everybody else. But there was no advantage to that. There should have been. This is one of my biggest problems with this final, is that there wasn't a 5 minute, you know how sometimes they do like a 5 minute this. If they can't do that based on what it was, maybe they have one less thing to eat.
Absolutely.
Or they have a moment's head start. Whatever the fuck it is, it's bullshit. Like, why do they just need to get a spot? So that pissed me off. And the other thing that pissed me off is that, sorry, now I'm getting into this, is that Jonna and MJ never finished the first phase. They were on the final thing. Ayanna and Teck give up, which we will get into that, I'm sure, a little more. But like, and I get it, they were going to make it. But like in any other challenge, you don't place and you don't get anything if you don't finish. TJ should have made them fucking finish it. And at first I was like, oh, why didn't they show it? And then I was reading after that, like, yeah, no, they didn't have to do it because the other people quit. And I'm like, that's really frustrating. And then they get to win, but they didn't even finish all of it.
Absolutely. And so I was having the same debate earlier because I agree 100% with you. I was like, I love Jonna. I love MJ. I would have liked everybody in this final to win, but they didn't finish the first phase. I'm like, so I posed a question. I was like, hey, so if everybody had not finished the third phase when Ayanna and Teck quit, would that they just have stopped all the running and like everybody completing the task because we already was determined who the fourth place person was going to be, and they didn't have to finish any of the rest of the checkpoints. So they're like, no, of course you wouldn't. And I'm like, exactly. They should have still needed to qualify to getting to phase 2. And
I agree.
Not that it would have changed anything, but it just wouldn't feel as like, oh, they didn't have to finish. Like they were falling apart. They shouldn't have known that Teck and Ayanna had quit, right? Like, and then maybe they would have quit themselves because she was saying things like, oh my God, I don't think I could do this. Like, I can't remember this. Like going back and forth. We're hearing these sound bites. And so they shouldn't have known that Teck and Ayanna were out early. And they should have finished, I feel, that final phase. Like
because it makes you more tired the more times you have to run back and forth. And
absolutely.
Using
and
your
exhausted.
brain in that way.
Absolutely.
And then Jonna was a lot more focused and was able to do the stupid thing. But then also at the same time, like, yeah, like, so in the end, I think Nehemiah and Melinda performed the best in that final.
Absolutely.
They were at the lock and key at the same time as them. And they had no advantage from winning.
I did hear that there was an advantage, but it wasn't shown. So somebody in the chat said that for being first out of phase 2 or finishing first, they got a 1 minute head start, and Janelle and Darrell got a 30-second head start. Big whoopie-de-doo when it's a food challenge.
Oh, that was it? A minute? Okay, well, I didn't even know that.
Well, that's why they probably didn't show it because it was stupid. But, you know, since we're talking about the final, like, I was underwhelmed also that, like, there wasn't any places to shake things up after, you know, you were running to open up the key, like who's gonna, like, it's the same thing that happened on 37, where it's like you just had to open up a lock quickly. It just, I thought that the beginning portion of it was super fun, like very exciting. I love seeing people doing the checkpoints. I was so shocked that people were going in wrong directions. I was like, not reading clues. Like, I'm just like, what's happening here? So I found it was very exciting.
Yeah.
And then I thought that the phase 2 just fell flat, and I wasn't excited about the winner in the end from the progression of it. So
I agree 100%. And also I was just like, yeah, I was pretty annoyed with fucking Darrell. I was like, read the fucking instructions.
Yep.
Like, if they, and this is the other thing, is like, if they had read the instructions properly and
They
maybe
would've won.
gotten first in phase 1 and gotten that extra 30 seconds, and you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
If they had got the extra 30 seconds, apparently they did a lot of fancy editing. And so I believe, I believe that they were at the vault first. Like, I can't
They
remember.
were. No, they showed it. They were at the vault first. And then
So-
they realized, oh, you have to turn it around 3 times, and she was doing it. But then I guess it wasn't working. But I think they didn't turn it the right way, because you have to go 3 times, and then you have to go to the left when you're doing that type of a lock. And it said all the instructions there, but they just didn't read it fast
Just like,
enough, I
okay, let's
guess.
just do this on my own. Forget these
Yeah.
instructions here, which was shocking. The amount of mistakes that happened in this final, I was shocked,
Yeah.
including Nehemiah and Melinda. We'll get to that. So I'm just going to share with you what Fanta created in lieu of this part of the conversation. Oh, wait, what, can you see what I'm showing? Hold on, I want to show you this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Spies, Lies, and Allies and All-Stars 2 finale, where day 1 of the final does not matter. Can you actually see it?
Oh,
Okay,
I can't see the part of the bit about day
Oh,
1.
sorry, here. I'll move that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first part of both of these finals. I enjoyed them big time. And the fact that they didn't matter at all, it makes it not fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like as I said already, I loved everybody and I wanted any of them to winning. I'm happy with them actually winning in the grand scheme of things. But what was the purpose of them doing a day's worth of running back and forth and carrying puzzle pieces and flashlights and going the wrong way, if in the end it just had to do with eating something a little bit faster and then running to a vault? There needed to be more stuff, I felt, in
I agree.
phase 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
More
I agree.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought that the equations, they seemed really easy.
Yeah.
I know their brain might not be working for the fact that like they were you know, a little bit, they didn't sleep or whatnot. And so, you know, taking that into consideration. But like just running to a plane at the end, I don't like that. Why are they doing that?
And like, what would have happened if like 2 of them had opened it at the same time and they're both just like running with the money?
That would have been exciting. So I wish that Janelle and Darrell continued to do that. Like, and see, like, we can catch up to them. We can catch up to them. I don't know if they said first person to take out their cash or if it was take out their cash and get to the plane. But like, she just sat on the ground and was just like congratulating them for winning. And I was like, wait, you could beat them in a foot race. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give Janelle credit because she didn't fuck up the way I thought she was going to.
She was very good.
She was a very good partner, and she stays really calm under pressure, like eerily calm. So yeah, I think she did great. And honestly, like, she's the one that did any of the equation stuff for Darrell.
Yeah.
So like, he really can't blame her, and he really needs to step up his mental game.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to
But also they had just won an elimination where they were using so much strength, so they were already even more tired.
Absolutely. So they definitely got the short end of the stick for sure, with the
Yeah.
fact that they didn't even get to rest. So what do you think about the beginning of this challenge? So, or the final? So as you just mentioned, they pretty much went after the elimination to meet TJ on the beach. One person is going to be standing on a stump. The other person is going to be sleeping in a hammock all night until dawn. What do you think about the final starting right away, and then, what they had to do?
I didn't like it. I don't hate the idea of that happening, but it has to be after something else. And I thought it was bullshit that it was right after their elimination. I also thought, I'm just thinking about spies, lies, and allies. And remember how like they got a comfortable place to sleep and they didn't have to do anything like that? Like that was weird to me. So like it makes sense that they had to do this, but I also was like, what? It's weird that they're doing it before it even starts. Why are you making these people like gonna look even worse? Because like I don't know, I just wish they had gotten to start fresh and have that day and start the final and then have to stay overnight, and
Yeah.
then maybe they wake up and have to have this gross food as a breakfast, and then they have like remember like last All Stars finale when they had the like pepper thing. Like I fucking die for that shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I really wish that they, like, there was some things about the season one's finale or final that I enjoyed. Like I kind of liked people having to collect points and stuff like that. And so time did matter, doing well did matter. In this one, Melinda and Nehemiah might as well have just like coasted and just get third place so they just wouldn't be that tired, right? And then they would have a little bit more conserved energy. So I feel like they, even though I enjoyed it, obviously, I feel like they missed the mark with its execution. I
Agreed.
think it could have been a lot more dynamic, a lot more interesting, even if the outcome was the same. If they kind of maybe shook up the order, kind of like you're saying, like that would be so revolting if they had to like eat all that food for breakfast and then like start all those checkpoints. Like, I don't know why phase two had to be separate. Why couldn't they continue on and be like, you're done in phase one? Okay, you're into phase two. And they have a head start because they were better at phase one. And they get their,
Like
yeah.
in older seasons, wasn't it? It almost annoys you sometimes when someone is in first place at the end of the first chunk because you think, fuck, it is so hard to catch up to someone. And so when there would be an upset, it was so exciting. But otherwise, oftentimes the people who are dominating from the beginning end up winning. And it's supposed to be harder to catch up. You're supposed to want to go 1,000% the whole fucking time. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like conserve in moments if it makes sense within the context of it, but really for a final, you should just be having to go balls to the walls from start to finish.
Exactly. I'm like, I, it just seemed that they get to reset, be like, okay, we made it to the top three, so we can reset and then be fresh-eyed and bushy-tailed for the next portion of this. Because everything that happened, as Fanta nicely said in her meme there, it didn't matter. It really did not matter. It just meant you just didn't need to come in last. And that's not what we enjoy about the final. We enjoy people really needing to be chasing each other all the time. And like at their heels, like they can't hold back because they're going to be overtaken. Like in this one, they were at even playing field, and
yeah,
it wasn't exciting for me because then there was no reason for them to exert any extra energy to do well in the first phase if it's going to lose them the second phase.
Exactly.
Like they should have just mosey along, just let Teck and Ayanna quit and be like, oh, like I didn't finish any of the checkpoints. It's the same. It didn't matter. So
yeah,
I'm sorry,
Jodi,
that you're gonna have a little asterisk beside this win. You definitely deserve a win. I'm not saying that I'm against you winning, but in this particular configuration of the final, I don't think it doesn't sit well with me.
It doesn't sit well with me either. I agree with you. Yeah.
So unfortunate though, because like I wanted to be more excited for her. And even when she was at the end with TJ and MJ and they're in the plane and she's like, I'm an all-star now. And he's like, yeah, you're an all-star. Like, I just didn't even feel that, like, excitement because, like, they didn't get to the top of the mountain like they usually do, like, exhausted and, like, pushing themselves through. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed too easy at the end just to, like, jog over with a bag of cash, you know?
It was weird.
Like,
Yeah.
why did they not make them do more stuff?
And also, I just think that they really missed the mark with not making them fucking finish that thing.
Yeah. If they made them finish that thing, I probably wouldn't be as irritated with the win.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it seems like at least they qualified to get into it wasn't like make sure that you don't come last and don't complete. Like, it's just like you're supposed to complete. They didn't get the third the mandala.
No,
They didn't get the third one.
No. Honestly, Melinda and Nehemiah killed this final. As soon as they went the wrong way, I was like, what the fuck? Oh, it's blue. Let's just follow it anyway. No, you idiots. What are you doing?
What are they doing?
I was like,
no.
Fuck. Right? So I was very much like, oh, okay, it's fucked now. Like they're going to get last place. But then as it started going on, I was like, well, Teck and Ayanna, we've talked about how like we love them, especially Teck, but we love Ayanna for the drama. She's brought some amazing moments. But as a team, they don't work well together as a team. They are not a cohesive team. They know it too. They're like, we're brother and sister. Like we're not good together as a team. And that's the sole reason that what happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate because I really wish that she had just kept walking towards it at least or something and being like, I'm going to hobble, I'll crawl. Like, she just seemed like she was going to give it all. The whole season she's been being like, you know, I will do anything. And I know she's felt like she was going to die, but even you can speak to TJ to tell him that like, oh, this is hard. Don't speak and just keep crawling back and forth then until MJ and Janae finally beat you. And then if they win the thing, then you're like, okay, well, we lost, but I didn't give up.
Yeah.
And then you can say you didn't fucking give up. But now you gave up and the other people were having so much trouble that Janae kept saying, I want to quit. I want to quit. Like they might not have been able to get it faster than you. It depends.
Absolutely. They might have, their brain might not have been working like whatever. So
I was upset by that. I was upset by that because Teck deserved an opportunity, but I mean, he had such a good showing on this season. I'm so happy that he got to come to the final. He's one of my favorite players. Like now, like I'm just obsessed. I'm like, oh, we got the Teck that we deserve to get. Like I didn't really realize how amazing he truly was. And I think if he had been with any other partner, like it could have been just as good. I mean, he doesn't really know the puzzle stuff, but like neither does Darrell. And Nehemiah didn't really know much either. It was mainly Melinda who was like fucking on it.
Loved it. Honestly, Melinda.
She killed it. She killed it.
This final.
She had a thing on her leg. She was injured. She rolls her ankle. I forgot about that. She rolls her ankle. She goes the wrong way. She's so mad. They did so fucking well. And there wasn't even a way to have second and third place. Do you know what I mean? Like that also pissed me off. Because they should have been, you know what I mean? Like have something. Like,
yep.
I'm sure she feels validated and she knows she did well. And I'm sure they know that like they really
Melinda
were the true winners.
Nehemiah were the winning team of the season. They had to fight down in the arena to come back in. They had to send home their friends. Like they had to work hard to be where they landed. And not to say that playing a good political game, social game isn't valuable, but they really fought hard to be there. And Janae and MJ didn't have to do that type of fighting to be there.
They didn't have to do a single elimination, which I know was impressive, but
but in a different way. I appreciate in this particular season how much Nehemiah and Melinda wanted it, and they were the authors own faith in a way of like keeping themselves there by winning. And so the fact that by weird game semantics, like they didn't win, it's just like they just really deserve to win this season. And
they did. I can say that. And they weren't even on my team, but I can say I would have been more validated and satisfied if they had won the season, for sure.
Agreed.
And I felt that based on their performance in the final. Like, they did the best.
Mhm.
They completed all the mandalas. They were late with the food, but they got there. They were there at the thing when you were there at the thing, and then it was just a matter of who fucking did the code right.
Yep.
Like,
Which is like, I don't like it coming down to that when the whole first day was like stamina and pace, or first phase, and like puzzles and stuff like that. Like, that needed to be, you need to be building up momentum here for like the end game. Like, you can't start flat, you lose the crescendo. It's kind of like when we see these to be continues and you're just like, well, like, I'm not in it anymore. Like, I don't care about like where we're picking up where we left off. I want to see what happens now because I'm in it. And so that's kind of what it's like. They deflated the balloon. You know, the momentum of the balloon of the final was happening, and then it all deflates, and they start from scratch again, blowing up the balloon, and it didn't get full.
No,
So
I agree. Agreed.
So what do you think about the checkpoints? What order you think was the best order to do them in?
I thought about this. I think that realistically, I understand wanting to do the bike first because it's, you think, oh, it's kind of a break, even though that one actually ended up being the most strenuous. And so, in my opinion, I would probably start with the memory one because your mind is a little bit more okay at that point. You're like, okay, we got to memorize. It's early. If they're going to pick other things, and if they get ahead of us, it's okay because they're going to be shit at the memory by the time they get to it. Like, I would just commit to the memory, do the memory first, work on it, get it done, be like, fuck, we're accomplished. Then honestly, probably go for, I could go either way. I could like then go to the bike and like do the stamina one, knowing that there's one left, or more than likely, I probably would have done the cave one next because it's an unknown and it's something where people can get fucked up and that takes them 3 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get that done, like, you just need to know because you're going to have to do it anyway. If you have to do it anyway, do it when your mind is sharper and you don't get all dizzy and out of it. Because if you're dizzy and out of it, walk your bike, carry the thing. Take your time, know that, hey, I already finished 2 and they're going to be stressing to finish them. That's what I think, that's the best strategy.
That was my ideal order as well. So I thought it was like, while you're as fresh as you possibly can be in this particular final, like, let's do the memory one first. We don't know if it's going to go into nighttime, so even memorizing things in nighttime just might not be the best. So let's do this first thing. So I agree, do the memory, then do the cave one. Especially like Nehemiah and Melinda did this route. They did the cave. They're like, we know where that is because they already made that mistake and went and followed the blue arrows. And then I would do the bike last, knowing that everybody will have struggled with the bike no matter what. But we don't have anything else to do after. And so I totally agree with your order there. 100% would have done the same thing. And that's the order that Melinda and Nehemiah did. And they seem to do very well, and they were able to make up a lot of time by doing that order. So it seemed like it was the winning order as well. From what we saw anyways.
Yeah.
So I like these checkpoints though. I thought it was pretty, I was pretty impressed by Janelle with the memory one. She seemed to just memorize like the whole board. I was like,
what? I would be good. Like, that's something I'm pretty good at, those types of challenges. I think that, like, with just pure memory, like boom to boom, I think I would have been okay at it, but it looked like she fucking just knew it. Like 2 trips, boom. I was like, I don't know. I think I would have had to do like, without being able to write anything down or anything either. I don't know. It'd be hard, but I'd probably take me like 3 to 4 trips, I would say.
Yeah, I'd have to do like some sort of memory palace or like make a story or something. But yeah, I definitely would have to like it'd be very challenging. But I'm thinking though, because she is a nurse, she's probably good at memorizing. I don't know if you watched Survivor South Africa, the most recent season, but there was a doctor that was on there that was really good at memorizing things because you have to memorize basically like like a medical textbook when you're going through med school. So I would assume that because she has probably a lot of knowledge and having to memorize so many different terms that are like Latin based, like she probably has figured out how to memorize things quite effectively. And so I think that that's probably what came into play here, was having figured out how to memorize very difficult things. So it's like a symbol is like, oh, a sailboat. I can remember a sailboat, and she probably did like a grid, like A1, A2 kind of thing.
Because, well, the thing is, because you have to memorize it in pairs, like you can't just memorize the whole thing. You have to be like, okay, I got to go boom, boom. And she was counting. So it's more of like, okay, sailboat is 2-5 or like whatever. You create, a grid for yourself. And you're like, this one is this. And then if you and your partner each memorize like even 5 to 10 at a time, then that's probably like really fast. But it's hard to think of that. That's why you should do it first, for sure.
Exactly. When you're tired and exhausted, be like, oh my God, I can't think about remembering something right now. And even with like solving the cryptic where, you know, they had to like have the 2 dots and have this lined up. Like I still didn't even understand how it needed to be lined up. It didn't make sense to me in the end, but I know that they had to like solve a cipher. But I would have wanted to do that one while my mind was still pretty fresh. Like I wouldn't want to have to be thinking about like, okay, like the yellow butterfly number 17, 2 dots go. Like my brain might have been stopped working at that point if I'd done the bikes already. So I think leaving the bikes for last, where you don't need to have any brain power. You just need to like muscle through it, step one foot after the next, was the way to go. But Janelle very much impressed me with her memory. So redemption and perseverance was the decoded message. It didn't seem like people had that much trouble, but they didn't show it that much. It seemed like as soon as they got a couple letters, they kind of were able to stumble through and figure it out. So, I mean, I think MJ and Jonna got that one first, and they had the first puzzle piece or Mandela like piece first. So I don't know if you know this, but Fanta, I was talking to Fanta yesterday, and both of us were actually spoiled on this season from a long time ago.
Really?
So annoying. She just told me, and I just obviously I didn't want to share it because like I was trying not to have any sort of biased opinions, and I was trying.
When were you spoiled?
During still 37 was still going. So I was on Instagram, and somebody, I don't remember who it was, posted, wouldn't this be amazing all female winners season, and then like all male season winners, and at the bottom it had Casey and Jonna, and I was like, wait, did you just spoil me? And they're like, oh no, well Casey won Big Brother and Jonna won Endurance, and I was like, well, why are you talking about like the challenge franchise winner season with people that have won from other shows? I was like, I don't believe that, but I'll pretend to believe that. And obviously, like if CT winning wouldn't have been a spoil because he's won many times before. So him being on the other list didn't point anything out specifically. But at that moment, I knew. And then somebody else in the comments said, yeah, you did. So I was like, okay, so I definitely got spoiled here. And like, it wasn't like, it was like in November, or maybe like, it was like at least a month before 37 ended. And
but had it started airing already?
37, yeah, everything is aired. Like it was all airing when I saw this. The draft and all that stuff was already done. But at least maybe a month or 2 months ago, I did get spoiled. And I can't remember what Fanta's situation was. Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec. But it's just so frustrating because like that's not even a content like that says spoiler alert or anything like that I can actively avoid. Like I just see a graphic with just different faces, and I see the title of it, like most amazing like competitor, or who do you want to see as like, you know, an all winners season? Who do you want on that season? And they included them. Why include them? The season isn't over.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. So that was my thing. And I was just like,
So
I
wait,
wanted
so
to tell
that
you
means
guys.
you were spoiled on Casey as well.
Yeah, I was spoiled on Casey as well.
Oh.
And I was like, and so like I was also annoyed by that. I was like, well, how is this gonna happen? I'm like, so then I was thinking, at least when I was watching, I was like, oh, maybe they were wrong then. So maybe it was like I didn't get spoiled because it didn't look like Casey was going to win, right? And then
Yeah.
like all of a sudden she just came out of nowhere and won. So it was very irritating. Hold on, where does Fanta says? Okay, so Fanta's was I was looking at Jonay's Instagram around a month ago, and someone posted in the comments, "Is it true that you and MJ won?"
Why are people so awful?
But
I
it's
hate
like,
that.
why? And so Fanta's like, why even fucking ask that? The season isn't done. And so, yeah, she was also spoiled, or like at least put it in that there's a rumor that it was going to be them that wins. So both of us were spoiled, which is just so frustrating because we try so hard to stay away from spoilers. Like I block spoiler sites, like I don't go onto Reddit just because I'm trying to avoid just like stumbling onto something. And this particular person, like, I don't know for mine if they usually do spoiler alerts or not, but like it was just a random post about something completely different that I just looked at a picture. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like I was actively searching for information. I was just scrolling and I see their face. And I was like, man, did so well. And then some ding dong decides to spoil us when we just don't want to be spoiled in that way.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't make it as fun.
It doesn't make it as fun, especially with like, I mean, I don't find that these finales for either of these two winners were satisfying. So I think that there's an asterisk beside both of their wins because like this whole like part one doesn't matter garbage, like it happened to both of them.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel that both of their wins are satisfying. But I wish I was still not expecting them to win in the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
So frustrating. So, I mean, we pretty much talked about everything that happened this episode. Is there anything else? Like, what did you think about the eating challenge? Would you be able to do that? So they're eating,
Oh yeah,
fish eyes tostadas, cricket burritos, nachos with roaches, and a glass of blood. Which one? What order would you eat those in?
I would probably start with the burrito because it's drier. Wash it down with a little bit of the blood, and then go for there's the nachos, and then what was the other thing?
Fish eye tostada.
Oh, what did that look like? I don't remember.
It's like flat. It's a flat taco.
Well, flat thing, yeah. I'd probably do that second and end with the nachos because they're the lightest thing and they're crunchy. And if you're not looking and you're just crunching on something, and like crickets, like a lot of people eat crickets. Like
Crickets
I don't,
is fine.
but that doesn't
Roaches
bother
are
me as
gross.
much. Yeah, the blood I would not like to do.
No.
But I think in the moment, if you're not looking,
is it going to be lukewarm? Like, what temperature is the blood?
I mean, who fucking knows? But
so gross. If there's ice in it, I might be able to.
I think I would definitely. I would definitely puke, but like I wouldn't be afraid to do that.
Oh, I would love to have seen Fanta's reaction to that though, because she loves her gross food challenges. I was gagging when I was watching it. I found it really revolting, but it was funny. Yeah. I was laughing at the fact that like I was gagging watching these people. Like
there needs to always be a food challenge in the final.
Pretty much, because like maybe if there's a food challenge, maybe Miss Casey wouldn't have been able to win it, you know?
Exactly.
Oh boy, somebody's ruined both of these challenges, these finals. Who did it? Who's the culprit? They both had so much potential to be really exciting and it just didn't happen.
I know.
So that's pretty much it for the episode. Is there any other things that you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm excited for season 3, obviously.
How'd you like seeing Panama and the house and TJ kind of teasing that it's going to be a very exciting, explosive season?
Yeah, I was excited, and I'm happy to have a little break from the challenge right now. And I'm excited about your new idea as well for the other thing. So that's going to be fun.
That will be fun. Yes, we're definitely gonna figure that out. We'll get it happening hopefully before. If we hear of a date for All Stars 3, then we'll try to get that in beforehand. So like it doesn't have to cross over necessarily. One thing I want to know if you noticed, because I noticed this before a few episodes, and I think I brought it up to you or Fanta or both, was MJ called Jonna baby during one of the challenge. Well, this time I heard him say it twice to her when they were opening up the safe. He's like, baby, 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 baby. Like something like a couple of times it came out of his mouth. And I was like, you don't call your friend baby. You just don't. So, baby, baby, baby.
I honestly didn't notice.
So I definitely noticed that. So hopefully we can have a little bit more insight as to what happened there. I know we're just being nosy. It's none of our business, but like they're on a TV show and they're not real people. They're just characters in the drama that I'm enjoying watching. So I want to know the tea about Jonna and MJ. I want to see it. And also Latarian and Melinda. I want to see it.
Yeah.
When is it going to happen?
Are Latarian and Melinda on next season as well?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh!
Right?
I'm
fun?
excited.
That's so fun.
No, my thought is that like MJ started being that way with her, but nothing actually happened until after the season ended, is my thought.
I would assume that, like, you know, apparently they both live in the same state, so they can see each other. They created a bond, like doing any of these shows together. You love people in a different way. Like your friendships are stronger. You've experienced something. You've changed each other's lives doing something together. So I could see it superseding whatever relationships that they might have been previously, because they really had to connect and bond to get to the end together and win. So it's like the co-star effect of it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see Brad and Angelina, when they got together was because they were working on a movie together. They had no intention of cheating on their respective partners, but they fell in love. So is that all I want to say? I think that's it. Let's just see if there's anything else in the comments here before we say sayonara for the night, for the season. Woo! So Jelly Donut says there's another challenge spinoff. Not many details are revealed, but a potential unknown Big Brother 23 cast member is allegedly it's Tiffany, but okay. Sorry, is on. Allegedly it's Tiffany, but I don't know. I've also been seeing Kyland hanging out with Josh and Fessy. So
he fits perfectly in that group.
Someone to hate.
He is he is such like a Fessy type. Oh my God. Yeah. I can see it perfectly.
Sophia remembers Corey and Ashley fight that kicked her out of the house. It was kind of like skeletons. Yeah, I remember the fight. I remember like they had to come to I believe it was a group decision to kick her out, if I'm not mistaken. I remember all that, but it wasn't the same season. What's Naya going to say about Georgian's ding dong this time? Well, maybe that she likes it in her mouth. Like, I don't know. I fear that they're sleeping together. Isn't that the rumor?
I cannot wait.
Hi, Raquel. Is this Little League? Where is it? Michelle Little League? I don't know what that means. Okay, so it seems like you might get more challenge content with this new challenge spinoff. Possibly. Just time it, please. Time it well. So Amanda likes toxic men, but calls out Zach for being crappy boyfriend. The irony. Well, I mean, she probably is attracted to Zach. Is probably why she could recognize that he's toxic.
True.
I agree, Michelle. I found that they didn't finish the phase 1 exactly, and they didn't show it. I preferred last final where everything was done due to timing. At least then you know that it's accurate. Absolutely, and you had to get your points, and like you got 5 whatever. Like I would have loved to see that. It would have been way more satisfying. So when did KC get injured and Fessy quit on 36? The rest still had to complete the checkpoints. Exactly. Will Zach ever come back to either the challenge or the challenge all-stars? I don't think so.
Not. I hope not.
I wonder if this challenge spinoff is for MTV or Paramount Plus. Probably Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
If it's going to be a long time till you guys are back together to do a challenge recap, it It really will. It's definitely going to be a couple months, probably, but we're going to look to do something off season with Drew and Chris, and we're going to get to do some sort of debate battle of the hated. So we will get back to do something, and if we start jonesing, maybe we'll do season rankings or like all-time best player lists or something like that. We'll do something else, maybe. This final reminds me of the main challenge final. Exactly. Unbalanced. Not good. CT and Ashley would have won that final since they are the puzzle king and queen. Absolutely. Ashley would have won season 37 if she had not been kicked off for whatever reason that we'll never know for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
The reason people gas in finals is because it's nonstop action where you can't catch a break. Constant pauses give chances to recover. Absolutely, Dabu. Melinda and Nehemiah were the ones that put Darrell and Janelle against Brad and Joni. Janae and MJ were scared to pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. I love Janae, but I don't think she deserved to win this one.
Mm-mm.
I got a Janae spoiler too, but the tweet said, but said for some reason season 3. Okay, well, hopefully it's not season 3 as well.
She's not going to win twice.
She can't win both. She can't.
There's no way.
Oh man,
people are going to throw her into elimination this time because now she's won.
Maybe Nehemiah might be like, yeah, we're not letting her get to the end again and potentially win again. So yeah. I think Nehemiah will be the person that will be against that because the line will be drawn similarly, I think, in the house.
Yeah.
Hi, Taj. So I hate how Nehemiah and Melinda finished part 1 first, but didn't get an advantage in part 2. See, listen to the people, MTV and Paramount Plus. It's not it. I found it awkward when Jonna talked about her husband after she won, after all the times MJ called her babe during the final. Did
she really mention her husband at the end? I thought she just said her kids and her family.
I don't know if she said husband specifically. I can't remember. Hi, Killa. So All-Stars final was harder than the regular season final, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it was harder for sure. I think they should have just put... I want the finals to be hard, but I want them to be winnable hard. And so if they had what they did with those checkpoints in the Medalas, and then they had kind of what they did for part 1 of Challenge 37, put that together with the sleep in the middle, that would have been pretty epic. That would have been a final that I'd been like, okay, you really deserve. This one didn't seem that hard because they were able to catch their breath. And they didn't have to climb a mountain. And they didn't have to swim. And they didn't have to canoe. They didn't have to kayak. They didn't have to they didn't have to do that much.
Yeah.
It was hard. Phase 1 was hard, but phase 2, it's weak.
I agree.
And lastly, she said her husband, kids, and family in her last interview. Okay. I guess the MTV didn't get the memo to maybe bleep that part out. Well, Michelle, it's obviously been amazing talking about this season with you. You and Fanta are my favorite people, and everybody in the chat to talk about the challenge with, because you just know exactly what I know and some. So it's super fun. So thank you for being here and throughout the season. I'll send you your money, honey. Don't spend it on too much. Do you have anything going on that you want to share with the people or have them follow you or any of that jazzaroonies?
No, I actually deleted my Instagram. So
how long is this Instagram detox?
I don't know. It's been about 2 weeks. So we'll see how long I can go without it.
Okay.
So I don't really have anything right now.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Save the palace, exactly. Save the palace and save reality realness by subscribing. If I could click on this, subscribing to reality realness with 3 S's. We are just doing the best to try to bring people together. I am starting a little bit of a book club. We're starting. Oh, do I have the book here? No. With doing some reality TV stars books and doing a little bit of review. So the first one we're doing is a Bachelor one that I just completely forgot the name. So if you guys want to join in. I have a photo of it on my Instagram. And I think next week, maybe I'll be doing a review about it. So if you want me to go live and we can talk about it, or if I just post a video and you guys can comment in the comment section, that is what is also going on. And you can find me on Thursdays with Phil when we talk about The Amazing Race. Make sure you check out the most recent post for The Amazing Race, because we have a survey in there about the last leg. And so we like hearing from you guys as to your thoughts about the season, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what's coming up with me. And we'll be seeing you guys soon, hopefully sooner than later, for more challenge. Bye.